This video is dedicated to the late Charlie Kirk and the family he leaves behind. 5 days ago, I never heard of him, but like so many others, now I'll never forget him. A couple days ago, my dad asked me what the ooh woo what's this meme was about, because it's a meme related to Furry. Not long after, I come to find that the terrorist who murdered Charlie Kirk was almost certainly one himself. I've been wanting to make this video for about 2 years now, but I've been putting it off. Hearing the news of a young father and husband brutally get shot in the throat by the same kind of monsters that have been abusing me for years has forced my hand, and I can no longer remain silent. It's clear that our fandom is become a very bitter, hateful, hostile, toxic, and now even dangerous environment. But instead of sitting here and whining about it, I'm gonna fix it. I know how, and I'm gonna tell you how you can do it too. My traumatic experience in the fandom has taught me 4 very important lessons, and these things are how we heal our chronically ill community. Number 1, we need to change our perspective. The problem is not this content creator fursuit maker. It's not popular artists or their fans. It's not the furry raiders, and it's not conventions like free-for-all. The more we view things as us versus them, the more we start putting labels on those around us, the more we start segregating ourselves, and the more a community turns on itself and tears itself apart in chaos. The real battle is never between any 2 people or groups of people, never between political parties or factions, but is fought in our own hearts, between us and ourselves. When someone harasses you and you respond in kind, it's like a fortress being invaded and taken over by hate. Those that hurt us are not our enemies, but are captives to their own hate, anger, and bitterness. Their forts have long ago been taken over and are being used as a staging ground to attack others. While we all have the right to defend ourselves, don't ever let what others do to you change how you perceive them. The true enemy of a human is never another human. Number 2, we need to learn the value of silence. Now, this is not a contradiction of Kirk's quote of, "When people stop talking, that's when you get violence." The silence Kirk was talking about refers to the end of civil discourse. The silence I'm talking about, however, refers to gossip. We must stop listening to, spreading, and tolerating rumors, gossip, and hearsay. Even if a rumor is true, we should never tolerate it or contribute to the problem by paying it any mind. Rumor mongering is inherently malicious, harmful, and is always rooted in jealousy. It is a deliberate attempt to attack the reputation of others and deprive them of their God-given right to basic human dignity and privacy. There are entire YouTube channels, both furry and some non-furry, who solely discuss drama and are thus some of the worst contributors to the problem. You know which ones I'm talking about. Additionally, if you keep the company of loudmouth busybodies like these, then you are around people who are not trustworthy with confidential information and are ready and willing to stab you in the back the moment it becomes convenient for them. Which is disturbing, considering many of these people are staff at most of our conventions, and they have access to the confidential information of the attendees that they give them when they register. Remember that instances of mass hysteria like the Satanic Panic, Salem witch trials, and Trump derangement syndrome are what happens when we run our mouths too much. Number 3, we need to learn humility. Our pride, arrogance, haughtiness, and self-righteousness are ultimately the root cause of all the toxic behavior that is plaguing our fandom. It is the reason we are turning against our friends, creating block lists, calling out and canceling others, spreading lies and rumors, banning people from our websites, chat groups, and conventions, harassing and threatening the few people who aren't banned, and, as of 5 days ago, killing people. People are acting this way because hurting others makes them feel good. It makes them feel powerful and makes them feel heroic. They genuinely believe that the best way to satisfy their own egos is to tear others down by hurting, humiliating, bullying, and shooting them. A perfect example of pride in action is a place like X, or probably more recently also Blue Sky. Just look at what people say about others and how they say it, and consider what I just said about pride and humility. If you're discerning, you'll begin to see the problem. Number 4, we need to learn to forgive those who wrong us. This is the most important and unfortunately also the hardest thing to do. For people who have been wrongfully banned, canceled, slandered, harassed, threatened, or attacked, we must all forgive those who hurt us, even if we don't want to. We must remember that evil can end with us, but only if we choose to respond with good. Just as evil can end with us, goodness can also start with us. The people who harass us are not going to have a spontaneous change of heart and do a 180 on their behavior. We have to show them how to be good by refusing to see them as our enemies, by avoiding clamor and gossip, by exercising humility, and by forgiving them. Because if we don't show them goodness, no one will. I know this is difficult, but if Jesus can forgive the people who nailed him to a cross, then we can forgive our fellow furries for what they do to us.